Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is Resilient Bourbon Straight Bourbon Whiskey, coming in at a 50% ABV, 4-year age statement. So, for full disclosure, I reached out to Resilient Bourbon for a review sample. They were kind enough to send this over, so just keeping that transparency going. So if you happen to go to Resilient's website, you're going to see one thing that we love here at The Last Call, and that's transparency. All their bottles, they tell you the type of cask they use, where they're sourcing it from, what kind of volume the cask had, the age statements on there, mash bills, all the kind of good nitty-gritty stuff that whiskey fans love seeing. So this one here comes from MGP, which MGP makes great whiskey. That's a hard thing to argue in my opinion. But this is their high rye mash bill, which is 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% barley. And being that it's bottled in bond, we know some very specific things about it as well. It is done up in New American oak, since it's a bourbon, aged at least 4 years. It's done under one master distiller, all the grains from a single season, and it's bottled at 50%. So, coming from MGP, I'm excited. I don't think I've had anything bottled in bond from MGP before. So, let's get into things. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. I will be, if I happen to review anything else from Resilient, those links will be up above and down below for you to enjoy, along with a link to their website so you can check them out for yourself and see what they're offering. Because again, they source from, I think, a couple other different distilleries, which is really cool to see. Got a lip there, we'll work with it. I don't want to spend the time to rip it off right now. Oh yeah, I love, this is a great option to show off your whiskey. You're keeping your label, but you're going clear. It's simple, simplistic, but it showcases the spirit, which is really what it's about. I always love the tall, more like wine-shaped bottles, like Eagle Rare and all those kind of options. So seeing these kind of things, really decked out, but very simple. Big thumbs up on that. Beautifully dark golden color going on there. Yeah. All right. Let's go for notes. Ooh, that is sweet bourbon. A little corn dustiness in there. A little bit of orange peel. Oh, but that spice layer in there plays very well. It's got a beautiful clove and cinnamon going on. More clove than cinnamon, but very, very subtle with that. Which surprises me again. With that rye in there being 36%, you expect it to be a little more punchy, but it's been aged to a way that it's really not dominating. Beautiful vanilla going on now. And there's a bit of fruitiness. Like it's an orchard fruit, but not super sweet orchard fruit. So it's not like an apple. I don't think it's apple. Maybe like a pear. Yeah, like a skin of a pear. But that is a great smelling bourbon. Let's go for a taste. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a perfect bourbon. Beautiful mouthfeel on it. That 50% really is coating well. It does got a bit of a hug to it, but it's very subtle, and it's got a good mouthfeel to it on top of that. Beautiful fruit notes going on here, very much orchard fruits. A bit of spice is definitely dancing very well on my tongue right now. The spice notes are great. They really complement. This is almost like a fall whiskey. Like one of those ones that, you know, I'm not going to completely compare it to, but put a stove or a pot on your stove and you put some spices, some cloves, some star anise, oranges, things like that, let that simmer. But it's very reminiscent of that. Second sip here, beautiful cinnamon coming out now. Definitely get the cinnamon and clove going on. I love that spice. There's a few things that always win my heart over when it comes to notes. One of those is tea. I'm a big tea fan. And the other one is cinnamon, because I'm a big cinnamon fan. The clove and cinnamon itself are playing very well on the palate. That little burst of orange is still showing up in there. Beautiful orchard fruit still. Definitely get the oak layer going on here. You get the oak, vanilla, caramel, those classic bourbon notes. But definitely the thing that is dominating here is the orchard sweetness and that beautiful spice going on. Third sip here, a little nuttiness now. Not a lot, but there is a bit of that nuttiness in there. And a little bit of nuttiness in there now. It plays really well with that fruit and spice note on top of things. Really good sip. All right, let's add a little drop of water, see what changes up. For the sake of science, we like to add that little drop of water in there. Helps us find new notes, maybe in the neat version. Maybe this is something that you're new to whiskey. If you are, welcome. And adding that little drop of water might make it a little more friendly for you. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. That's the whole idea behind this. We're experimenting. We're just adding a little drop in there just to see if anything changes up, though. We're not adding a bunch to it. Okay, let's go for notes on the water version. Ooh. Oh, man. So this went more sweet spice now. There's a sweeter spice layer in there. I like that. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that is good. Here I'm getting kind of what I equate to a craft note, which is that wood varnish over antique furniture. I'm getting a little bit of that here. That's nice. I like that. This smells youthful. It smells like it's a younger whiskey. Not that it's a bad younger whiskey, but it just smells a little younger. Here, things definitely have a little more depth to them. A little more well-aged. But here, this isn't a bad smell at all. But here, nothing negative to say on the notes on this one. But let's go for a taste. Nuttiness. Wow. That nuttiness dialed up to like a 10. Still get a little bit of spice. Still get a little bit of the oak. Mouthfeel's been washed away, which I kind of expected. But the spice and that nuttiness are really good in there still. And here at the end, I'm getting kind of a burnt orange. Like if you had an old fashioned and you toasted it real quick with a blowtorch. It's a little bit charry, but orange charry. It's not bad. It goes very simple, but that was kind of expected when especially when you have bottled and bond things. It can go very simple because that profile was set in stone kind of thing. But I don't think it's bad at all. It's an easy drinker. If you pick this up and you said, man, Garrett, this is a little too brash for me, that little drop of water is going to make it super easy. And that little drop of water is going to make it a little more friendly and a little bit easier to drink. But I definitely would recommend working your way back up to the neat version to really hone in on those flavors that it's bringing across. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know a market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So, looking around online, most places are pricing this right around the $50 range. Some are dance as high as 55, 60, 65, but average seems to be about 50 to 55. And honestly, for a good, solid, straight bourbon whiskey that's bottled and bond on top of that, I got nothing bad to say about it. This is classic as classic can be. What you're pulling different is being as it's from MGP. MGP tends to bring in a bit of those sweet orange notes and a bit of citrus and a nice rye spice going on in there. I think if that's your profile, this bottle's 100% for you. It's a great, easy sipper. Easily a good recommendation if you're looking to get into bourbon. There's nothing bad about it. It's good, solid whiskey. At the end of the day, aren't we all just looking for a good, solid bourbon to enjoy? Because this is an easy daily pour, in my opinion. And again, if you're interested in what Resilient is doing in any of their releases, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Resilient Bottled and Bond Straight Bourbon Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. I love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
might